my people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I just wanted to share something with you. Again, I woke up one morning and as I looked at my room and I looked around, I found that I'd accumulated clutter in my room. And as I looked at the clutter around my room, I just thought, how on earth did I attract that? Perhaps you can relate to that. Or maybe you're one of those clinical types or the minimalist types where you just don't have clutter around. I wish I could be a bit more like that. But I looked around the room and I saw collections of clutter there, books and hair products and stuff, not products, but hair paraphernalia, etc. And I just thought, what is this? And I woke up feeling a little bit heavy because these things, they carry energy, right? And I said to myself, I need to clear this. I need to deal with this clutter. And at that point, Spirit spoke up and said, look, you do realize that this clutter is an extension of you. An extension of you. And so the conversation began. Usually when I wake up in the morning, my first thing is to spend the first hour with Spirit and to really get into some deep conversation. So here Spirit was saying that this clutter is an extension of you. You see, you attract who you are, not what you want. So what I was attracting around me was a reflection or an extension, I would like to say, of who I was, and that was clutter. You see, what you have up here always wants to be actualized. It wants to be made manifest. And this is what I was manifesting. So I said, okay, you know what? I hear you, Spirit. Tomorrow, this is going. So as I promised myself, the next day I began to declutter and I felt really good energetically, moving things around, getting rid of things. And I came to a basket in my room, one of those kind of like knee-high baskets. And I looked at it and I thought, I've had this basket for a little while and I actually haven't gone into it. So I said, let's see what's in there. And as I began to pull things out, I thought, oh, I remember this. Was I this small once upon a time? Another garment I pulled out and I thought, oh, I remember when I wore that to dinner. And I pulled out another garment. Everything had a memory attached to it, but I thought it's time for it to find a home. And as I began to declutter the contents of the basket, when I got to the bottom, there was one pea just sitting all by itself at the bottom of this basket. And as I sat there, the verse came to me from the Bible where there was a woman who'd lost a coin and she swept the house clean looking for the coin. And the coin, when she found it, she was so happy because the coin hadn't lost its value. It had just lost its usefulness. And here I was looking at the coin and being reminded of that story. And Spirit said to me, that coin is a representation of the gifts that I have given you. It's a representation of the gifts that He has given you. And if you do not use the gifts, if you do not make them useful, then they have lost their usefulness. You see. So even though something is lost, it hasn't lost its value. Just like that coin, it has lost its usefulness. You see, the only way that that coin can be useful is if I put it into circulation. And that's what you have to do with your gifts, the gifts that God has blessed you with. They haven't lost their value, but they've lost their usefulness if you do not put them into circulation. Your gifts were meant to be shared. Who are you sharing your gifts with today? And when Spirit said that to me, it shocked me because I knew that I wasn't behaving or being me in my optimum. There's always growth. There's always room for growth. And I thought about the skill sets that I have that haven't been put into use. You see, the talents that God has given you are talents that are transferable. There are the gifts that you have that are obvious, and there are also the ones that are more obscure. What is it that your friends tell you about you that you do effortlessly? And yet they think, I wish that I knew how to do that. So one of the things that I know that I do effortlessly is I dress and put clothes together very well. And I do it naturally. Color coordination. Sometimes I'll just think, whoa, how on earth did I do that? I'm kind of known for that, right? Among my girlfriends and guys. And it's a gift that could harness, but I'm going to use it to my ability, right? Okay, it's useful for media, it's useful for TV. It's good to kind of package myself in a way that is received in a great way, conducive with the job, providing the environment, adding to the environment, because the environment is not just where you sit in, it's also what you bring, right? And I thought to myself, what gifts are people sitting on? What gifts are in the cupboard? What gifts have you had hidden in the dark for so long that are screaming to be useful? And so I began to look at everything that I had, the clothes, and in addition to my gifts, I thought I need to make these things useful. Things that I'd had for 6 months or more. It was like, I don't need this stuff, right? I don't need it. And the thing is, when you get rid of clutter, when you get rid of stuff, when you get rid of this clutter in your mind and the physical clutter, the mental clutter, the spiritual clutter, it provides a vacuum, doesn't it? It provides place for you to receive more. But what will you receive more of? You see, if your hands are full, you cannot receive. So when you give, you receive at the same time, because we're one. We're not separated. Like I explained again in a previous video, we are all spiritual beings. We have a body and we have a mind. Our body is our vessel that enables us to carry out our spiritual works that's been embodied, that's within us. Our bodies are a vessel, so we have a body and we have a mind. We're all connected. And so when you give with one hand, you receive with the other. Okay? We're all connected. And you've probably experienced that when you've blessed somebody with something, something that somebody needs at that time, and then somehow it almost feels miraculous. There's something that you needed, and then all of a sudden, somebody else, perhaps from who you least expected, brings it to you. I am sure that each and every one of you have had that experience. And why is that? Because we're all connected. There's nothing spooky about it. We're spiritual beings that have a body and have a mind. And so I encourage you to look around you today. What is it that you're really not making great use of and that you know would do better in someone else's possession? Don't be afraid to let go. Let it go. Let it go and let God work his miracles in your life. Again, I hope that this message resonated with somebody out there, touched somebody. Have a wonderful day. And as always, the divine in me bows to the divine in you. And just before I go, I would like you to have a look at my book, www.valeriejones.com. valerieacampbell.com/perspective. Look out for my new book coming out September the 15th. It should be available on Amazon, everywhere. Or you can pre-order now at that website that I just mentioned. Okay, www.valerieacampbell.com/perspective, and you'll find the link below. God bless. The divine me bows to the divine in you.